cause I'm drowning in depression. Blown up in my ride, Smith and Wesson in my living. She my only life, but her body is a whipping.
Alright, come with me for a drive. I didn't really understand why I was doing what I was doing. I thought I was doing it because I wanted to do it. No. I was doing it because I was getting dopamine, you know? Every time I smoke weed, go like a week smoking weed and then I don't smoke it, you know, that feeling you get is like, damn, I need to smoke, you're about to die, right? So, whatever, those bad habits I picked up back then, they followed me for years, you know, on and off smoking. Every time I would try to like settle on into a good relationship, I would get bored because I was just used to having like a different chick like every week. That's not even shit I'm proud of, dude. Like, I would literally trade 95% of all the like women I've interacted with to be in a better position in my life right now. Now I'm glad I'm where I'm at right now because I get the opportunity to change my life, and I'm still young, and I already have a good head start in my physique, so I just need to fix my finances, and then my dream of having a family will be complete in some years' time. I have a 4-year plan right now. I grew up an immigrant in Jamaica. I moved here when I was 16, December 2012. Yeah, I'm 26 now. So I went to high school, you know, instantly popular in high school, as you could guess, being the exotic kid with the accent. Wagwan, you know, say I mean, baklat. But you know, that instantly, like, because when I used to live in Jamaica, I used to go to private school, so I was a pretty good student. Middle school, I was valedictorian, so I had good trajectory, you know. When I moved here, it was like, school wasn't as important because they don't really go in depth in class. It was something that I could like ignore school most of the time and still pass my exams. So I played sports, you know, started having friends here and there. Used sports to help me to get to college, where I went to University of Rhode Island. I went there for economics and business. I got my business minor, and to this day I'm 3 points off my economics degree, and I don't want to finish it. That's not what I want to do in my life. I say that because I had an internship where I did sales. That was something I was going to do with my degree. I worked in sales for about a year. It was one of the worst experiences of my life, dude. Like, don't get me wrong, I was one of the top sales associates, but I had to be such a fake person. It would just dig away at me. Like, every time I would go home and be like, damn, I just sold something to somebody that didn't even want it. But like, because of the script they give us and like me being able to read people, like, I was able to like sell to like pretty much a good amount of people who didn't want to fucking buy the product, which would indicate why I had such a high like return rate. But yeah, that wasn't the person I wanted to be, so I ended up like dropping all that together, and then we had the coronavirus situation. Like, right in the semester I was supposed to finish my economics degree, so naturally I did what any man would do. Economic economic turmoil is up on the brink. I look at like pretty much what's out there, and I see that in-demand jobs are not going to be the ones that we went to college for, sadly, because most of those jobs are going to be gone absolutely because of fucking either automation, excuse my language, either the automation or just younger people coming up and getting the jobs before you, you know? Like, too much competition is there because like everybody's been going to college to get that same job. So I looked into the technical field. I wanted to get into the skilled trades. Found electric work 2 years ago while I was like working my part-time job, like after college still, where I worked at Longwood venues. I was like a prep cook for weddings and stuff like that. I'm a pretty good cook. That's my secret to get the ladies, you know. Once they come to my house and I cook for you, it's done. But yeah, anyway, let me not get distracted. You know what I was talking about, electric work, yeah. So I have family in Rochester, New York, because I originally lived in Rhode Island for the last 8 years. I moved to Rochester, New York 2 years ago. My uncle has a house out here in Greece. It's real nice. This is the one you guys see in the video. I want to buy something just like that one day. But for right now, though, like, I just wanted to get into electric work. So I came out here. I got an opportunity to join the IBEW. So I sent my application in. It's a rigorous application process. Don't get me wrong. It took like a year for me to get through, you know. And now I'm just on the waiting list. So they said for the next set of classes, I should be getting a letter. I'm pretty excited about that. But for right now, I have like at least a month off. So I figure I was gonna just, you know, start my YouTube channel and put my all into it and see if it pops off. Well, all I could do is be genuine, you know? Who's gonna judge me? I don't really care. My ego is like gone now. But anyway, my life was literally turmoil because I couldn't control my dopamine levels, guys. Like, you gotta learn to control your dopamine levels, you know? Like the spikes, and like every spike is gonna cause a low, because that's just how like life is, you know? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I'm pretty sure that's one of the laws of physics, you know? So you gotta take into consideration, like, when you get a super good feeling, it's gonna come like with a heavy crash to counter that. Like a big dip follows a high. But yeah, that's why after you smoke weed, you know, like after a while, if you don't smoke it, you feel like shit, you know? It's because your dopamine receptors are going back to normal levels, and you're like, what the fuck? This is not like a good feeling. But really, that's your normal levels. You just have to wait a few days, and normally they'll readjust, you know, with proper diet and exercise and getting right, like sleep, you know? So I'm just saying to you guys out there, young men out there, you 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, because I'm 26. I don't want you guys to make the same mistake I did, you know? It's gonna cost years of your life when you take up bad habits. That's just from one bad habit. That's just from smoking. I played video games religiously my whole life. So just imagine that if the time I spent on video games, I spent doing something that was gonna make my life productive, you know? Because what I'm understanding now is like, you don't want to be playing video games all the time, dude. You have a real character in real life, which is duh, right? You are your character in real life. The character you have, you can't change it. He doesn't have a second life. It's no get a star or get a boost or nothing. You have to get your own experience points by yourself. You have to go get out there and do stuff, and you will grow. Yes, you will get knocked down, because we've all been knocked down. Dude, I love getting knocked down now, because guess what? I grow, dude. I know I'm going to grow from it. And that's how you got to look at stuff too, man. Because if you fold over and just give up, they're going to step all over you. And nobody's going to give any remorse when they're taking advantage of you. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, you know? You're a man. Look at the me from a year ago and the me now. I would whoop that motherfucker's ass, dude. Because he's a bitch. And that's how you got to look at your past selves. Because you got to be trying to get better and better and better. And nobody's going to do it for you. You have to get up off your ass and get out there and chase your dreams. Because if you don't, you're going to be stuck working a 9-to-5 job for the rest of your life, dude. That's why I'm getting up and chasing my dreams. Don't let me do it alone. You could do something today to change your life, you know? Change your dopamine levels, you know? Get more focused. Start being more productive. You could do something today. Just do something. It doesn't have to be anything like a big step. Just take baby steps. Because when I started going to the gym a 1.5 years ago, I went like 20 minutes for the first couple weeks. By the time I got to a month in, I was going for like 45 minutes. That's all while progressively overloading the whole time. Then I started tracking my carbs, you know, tracking my macros, making sure I'm getting the right amount of calories for my body type, because I burn a lot of calories, dude. Like, I literally have no body fat. Like, you see the dehydration in my fucking muscles. Excuse my language again. But you see the dehydration in my muscles. Like, that's naturally how I've always been. I've been skinny, so like, I've just put on lean muscle tissue because I I only really eat Jamaican food that is cooked for me at home. But yeah, man, control your dopamine levels and you can do wonders in this world, man. Get to sleep on time, you know. Wake up, you get a good feeling from doing the small things that you need to do. Like finish your homework. Or do that assignment you gotta do. Meet that deadline, you know. Send that application in. Make that phone call. Set up that meeting. That's how you stop procrastinating. Control your dopamine levels. Believe in yourself. And love yourself enough to take a step. Don't just live in delusion. Because the sad thing is, as men, when we live in delusion, the world will show us that we live in delusion. And it's not sad, actually. You should be grateful. You know? The world is not easy for a reason. It's because you are meant to be hard. You have shoulders because they're meant to bring a heavy weight. Believe in yourself and chase your dreams. Alright. As far as meditation goes, I have to admit that it's one of the most impactful things when it comes to keeping my mind clear and focused. I have very high energy, so I'm naturally a guy who's like, I'm on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, you know? It's hard to focus on one thing for too long. If I don't see progress, I end up getting bored and I'm like trying to force it, you know? With meditation, what that helps me do is visualize the path I want to be on. Every time I go back into that meditative state, I'm able to see exactly my plan. And it keeps me accountable because I have to be like, okay, I didn't do this. This wasn't like pretty much in line with what I want to do, you know? So it's good to just sit down and visualize what you want. Yes, there will come a time for you to put your thoughts, words, and actions into like pretty much actuality. When that time comes, you'll be ready. Deep breaths. Close your eyes if it helps you. There's a light lamp in the back of my house. I like to look at it sometimes. It gives me something to focus on, just one point. Most people, you could close your eyes and you'll get the same effect. What I want you to do now is imagine you are your spirit. Take some deep breaths and feel the blood rush all over your body. Be aware of every single muscle, of every fiber, of every piece of your flesh, of the sensations of your skin, of the way your hair runs against the air. Deep breaths. After a while of continuous deep breaths, you'll begin to feel light, as if a weight's been lifted off you, as if you're floating. At this point, it may help to close your eyes. A you with a clear mind and clear goals is able to make better decisions. You become unstoppable. unstoppable. All those great men who have achieved things in the past that we all know about, they're able to harness this energy that I speak about, this fire that is lit inside of you when you're able to like chase something greater than yourself. That is how you achieve greatness. And that is how I will achieve greatness. And you guys are all going to join me. The more you watch me, the more you're going to feel uncomfortable because you're not going to be making moves. And it's going to motivate you to make moves. And that's exactly what I want. I want every one of you to want to improve your life. Just a little bit at a time.
Yeah.